Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new Halacha 4 units for Friday, 24th day of May, and the 19th day of Iyar. Here we go. I want to take a moment today on this Friday to discuss early Shabbos. You know, you hear people at this time of the summer, spring or whatever, saying we're making early Shabbos. And we need to say a few facts about that. Fact number one, if you do make early Shabbos, from the time that you accept Shabbos upon yourself, even though it's still sunny outside and some other people are driving their cars around and others are going to show like an hour or so after you, when you've made early Shabbos, it's Shabbos from a certain point, which we'll describe in just a minute. So please be careful. Once you accept early Shabbos upon yourself, it's Shabbos, and you're not allowed to do anything that you're not allowed to do on Shabbos. So you will see your friends still driving. You will see your friends still, getting ready and going to shul way after you. But for you, if you've accepted Shabbos, it's Shabbos. That's halacha number one that I wanted to tell you, is that when you accept early Shabbos, it's Shabbos fully. Okay, be careful about that. Secondly, how early can early Shabbos be? Let's say your family says, we're making early Shabbos today at like 4 o'clock. The sun goes down at like 8 o'clock, but we're making early Shabbos at 4 o'clock. No, you cannot do that. You can only start early Shabbos from after Plag HaMincha. That's a bit of a technical, hard to explain term, but let's just say briefly that only starts like an hour and a quarter or something like that before the end of the day on Friday. So when you want to make early Shabbos, if the sun goes down in your area, let's say somewhere around 8 o'clock, you could be making early Shabbos. I'm just going to say rough numbers here. So let's say maybe as early as 6:45. But you cannot just willy-nilly just decide that you're making early Shabbos at 6 o'clock in the afternoon or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You have to find out when that magical time called Plag HaMincha is and decide accordingly when your Shabbos is. Of course, speak to an expert or the rabbi in your community and say, what's the earliest that I can start Shabbos? And I'm going to make a minyan, and we're going to do this, and I'm going to make Kiddush soon afterwards. Find out when that is, and then, you can make early Shabbos, but not as early as you want. Okay, and so we've discussed Plag HaMincha. Be careful how early you're started. We've discussed that once Shabbos starts, Shabbos starts. Oh yeah, and the last part I want to describe is, so if you are making early Shabbos, like what's the magic moment that Shabbos starts for you? So for the lady of the house who's lighting the candles, of course, Shabbos will start for her when she accepts Shabbos by lighting the candles. And the lady also cannot do that long before or any time before Plag HaMincha, but when she lights candles, that's when she accepts Shabbos. The husband who doesn't light candles, he's considered basically to be accepting Shabbos somewhere around the time that he starts to say things like Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbos in his Mariv, of Friday night. It would be nice if the husband and wife get in sync on that and say, my husband is davening at that early minyan, they're going to get to Mizmor Shir at around 7:15, so I want to be lighting candles by 7:15. It's good to coordinate it that way. A husband and wife who are accepting early Shabbos and they're doing things like an hour and off from each other, that could get very bad, very complicated. So do coordinate your matters. For the lady, Kabbalah Shabbos, accepting of Shabbos will be approximately when she lights the candles. I think I shouldn't say approximately. It'll be when she lights the candles, if she accepts Shabbos with that. For the husband, it's around when he gets to Mizmor Shir in his Friday night davening. And the husband and wife should get on the same page as to when that's all starting. And remember, once you've accepted Shabbos, Shabbos has begun, and you can't get a lift home from shul, and you can't be still turning off that last light, because if it's Shabbos and you've halachically properly accepted Shabbos, then it's Shabbos. Thanks for logging on. Log on again after Shabbos. Have a great Shabbos, and after Shabbos we'll try and give you more. Bye-bye.